Preaching from an ancient book that tells you not to kill. Quoting every single verse, but you can't tell me that it's real. If heaven's really watching, why is it silent when the sirens scream? Tell me full of faith, but all I ever land on is concrete, concrete. I've been baptized in the chemicals, crawling through the catacombs of every sermon that you weaponize. Now every halo that you hold above my head is just a noose made of the words that you memorize. You say I'm broken, say I'm blind, but you can't prove a God with a state of mind. You want my worship, want me on my knees, but you can't sell faith with a casualty. If your God exists, then show me all your proof. Burn his name into the sky and show me it's the truth. I'm tired of second-hand miracles with zero evidence. If your God is really there, then make him manifest. I've been screaming at the ceiling till my lungs both cave. If he's really in the room, then he can say it to my face. No more echoes in the dark, no more prophets in my head. If your God exists, then prove he isn't dead. You decorate your trauma with God and call it meant to be, but trauma isn't holy just because you survive the scene. You tell me every tragedy is part of some celestial plan, so every suffering child that dies is a message from God's hand. You say I'm lost because I'm asking where the compass is. You call it mystery whenever you can't answer it. If my answer's wrong, you prove that that exists, and for me it's a test. If your God exists, then show me all your proof. Burn his name into the sky and show me it's the truth. I'm tired of second-hand miracles with zero evidence. If your God is really there, then make him manifest. I've been screaming at the ceiling till my lungs both cave. If he's really in the room, then he can say it to my face. No more echoes in the dark, no more prophets in my head. If your God exists, then prove he isn't dead. Dear God, if you're there, then why the secrecy? Why am I dissecting all this doctrine like it's therapy? You built a universe but couldn't build a little clarity. You want communion while I'm choking on disparity. They said God is love, but then they weaponized the sentiment, painted over genocide and labeled it benevolent.
Taking the fuck back, hell yeah.
But you couldn't intervene, so every tragedy is just a plot twist in your perfect scheme. I'm not your villain just because I see the plot holes. I'm not the devil just because I don't applaud those. If you made me in your image, then you built me with the doubt. So either fix the code or stop deleting when I cry it out. You want devotion, give me evidence that you exist, cause I'm done signing blank checks to an empty abyss. If faith is all you got, then why you so afraid of proof? If questions are the chase, then why am I the one that's loose? You say I'm playing God because I won't pretend to see, but if you're speaking for your God, what's the true heresy? If your God exists, then show me all your proof. In the sky and show me
I can't, dude.
I'm done with thoughts and prayers from a book you never doubt. If your God exists, tell him to drag these demons out. I've been screaming at the ceiling till my veins turn black. If he's really in the room, then let him answer back. No more silence in the storm, no more whispers in my head. If your God exists,
Oh, you're good, bud. Fall asleep.
he isn't dead. So till the sky splits open and the stars all spell his name.
Velocious Onslaught. So I've got the dual stream up. Looks like it might be a little bit. If I go this way, is it better? No, if I go this way, it's better for it. So that means if I do this, it's easier for the second. Okay. What's up, Travis? But he doesn't believe in God in the Grand 26. Yeah, duh. Why are you believing in Santa Claus in 2026 as an adult? It's kind of weird. Let's turn that down. You can't compare my God to Santa Claus. Well, unlike your God, we know St. Nicholas existed. So Santa Claus has more evidence. Bro thinks Santa is Jesus. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. You're able to pay attention. What's up, Wodenson? Let's get you Ka-chow. Wrenched up, motherfucker. All right. All right. Simplicity is not a hallmark of design. Exactly. Well, complexity. Remember, they're using complexity of the universe as their excuse that it was designed. Oh, did it take you to grow your mustache? Fucking who? I don't got a mustache right now. I guess I do have a little bit of a shadow, huh? Richard Dawkins is a god of new atheism. Dude. People don't even know what atheist means. It's sad. What's up, Alyssa? How you doing, girl? No atheism. The fuck? Some atheists are agnostic, some are Gnostic. No atheism. I watched a seminar, okay? And in this seminar, I was talking philosophy. And in this seminar, it said new atheism. I did no research. I just watched the seminar. Shut up. Atheist just means lacking a belief in God or God. Shut the fuck up. We've been good over here, girl. Did you know Carl Sagan had a companion book for the show Cosmos? I never heard of that. Hi, Cody. Might be the oldest one in chat. Hey, no one's knocking that. Dude, I don't know what is up with the new TikTok algorithm, but my videos have been popping the fuck off. I'm too many fucking comments for me to even read. It's kind of sad. I literally can't read them all. TikTok, not YouTube. I'm still not fucking known. I'm 68, beat that. Sounds hot. Yesterday, Jim Bob did an evolution denier stream. I did see that. Jim Bob found my channel. He commented on one of the videos, and I was like, oh, shit. What do you do for work? Well, this and other things. 41 and I know there are older regulars. If Jesus was literate, why didn't he write anything down? Exactly. Exactly. It's almost like if he wrote things down, it would have been proven true to some degree. There would have been evidence supporting it. It's almost like if there was evidence, we wouldn't need faith. We wouldn't need belief without evidence. We wouldn't be indoctrinating people. We can't allow that. Yay, indoctrination. I went into a Christian stream this morning, and now I know how theists feel when they join our streams. Everyone calling me a troll while I provide an internal... Plus, Dawkins is a fascist pedo freak. Oh, shit. What? Really? Why doesn't he have a work of his carpentry in a museum or something? It's almost like he doesn't exist. Cody, what do you call a magic owl? I'm so sorry. Oh, has KB been back on your live? No. No. Usually other creators like Q-Top hopped in that one time. I've never seen him again. I'll join Q-Top streams once in a while. Oh, KB is here. Awesome. What's up, KB? So I watch Q-Top like once in a while, but he doesn't come back over here anymore. I think the only theistic streamer I've actually really liked is Q-Top, honestly. I know you guys hate Q-Top, but Q-Top was such a sweetheart. Like, when he was on here and me and him were debating, he was kind. He was pre-zupping like a motherfucker, but he was kind. He was a good dude. I like him. I like Q-Top. KB, I will clip if you get up. Fair enough. I mean, KB's only argument was modal. which you could still use for the universe. The universe is necessary in some possible world, blah, 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 blah. We all know how modal works. You literally can. Also, even if I did use... Okay, check this out. Let's say I used the universe and claimed the universe being necessary in logic. Even if it was logically valid, it's not fucking true. I need evidence backing that the universe is eternal, or at least necessary. I have to prove it. The universe is empirical. You have to empirically demonstrate it. Even my own argument for the universe would need to be backed up with demonstrable evidence. Some data that is falsifiable that we can look at, test, and critique to be true or false. So no, logic does not prove God. Sorry to burst your bubble. Have you read the Gospels? You mean the anonymous author books? Theists are happy saying I might be wrong. Atheists are happy saying I don't know. Theists never say they might be wrong. Oh, KB left. What a shame. I would enjoy having Q-Top back. I'm not going to lie. He'll never, because like he's already got a bunch of fake followers, but he'll never change his mind due to having a massive ass platform already. But so here's the deal. If I had 1 million followers or 1 million subscribers and I found evidence for God, I would share it. I wouldn't follow. Dependent on which God. I would most likely not follow it. But I would still show the evidence supporting that God. If a God was proven real, even if I had 1 million followers, 1 million atheists following me, I would still show the facts. And if the facts were that a God is real, I would still show 1 million people that the facts are that the God is real. Which I think that all the theists refuse mainly because of having the platform. Let's get Mythic in here. First guest of the day. How's it going, Mythic?
Hey, good, thanks. How are you?
Hey, doing all right, brother. You over the age of 18?
Yeah.
Awesome. Which God do you believe in?
Christian.
Awesome. Sweet. What you got for me today, brother?
I wanted to clarify the question. So the prompt is no evidence for God.
Yes,
do you
sir.
mean do you mean no evidence to squash any alternative view, or do you mean no evidence to support whatsoever at all?
None for any God. None of them. So what I have found is when someone hops up here and they're like, I have evidence for my God, it's always something that isn't pointing towards a God. There's no evidence that points towards a God. A lot of theists use confirmation bias. Like I had a dude once come up here and he was like, yeah, I was driving down the street after I think his father or his uncle or someone passed away, and they drove across a street with his father or uncle's name on the street and was like, this is a sign of God. That's evidence that God is real. I'm like, bitch, it's a street sign.
Right. Well, would you say what you were talking about earlier with Aquinas and with Aristotle about a prime mover, is that better quality evidence than the street sign guy?
It's not evidence for a God, though. It's not evidence for a mover. Because, okay, logic doesn't prove anything. Logic is just, we form up syllogisms with already provided evidence, and if the evidence and the premises are true, then the conclusion is true. You still have to have data backing the premises. The premises require evidence. If you don't have justification, then there's no proof.
You're talking about proving beyond a doubt.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
Okay, so you're not talking about providing evidence that points towards something. You're talking about providing evidence.
Proof, by literal definition, is
eliminates
evidence, information, and facts leading to a true conclusion.
Okay. All right.
There's no such thing as absolute proof.
I don't think that. So you and I both agree that there is varying degrees of evidence.
No, there's no evidence for God. Would you like to provide God evidence?
I'm having trouble understanding. It seems like you're saying two contradictory things.
Nope. I'm saying there's no evidence for God. Would you like to provide some? I mean, it's simple. Like, I can tell you I have a pen. Here's evidence for my pen. Like, it's simple. Do you have evidence for God? Yes or no?
Okay. Yeah, I think I do.
Cool. What is it?
Okay. So let's talk about the initial conditions of the universe.
Do you
So
want
let's
to talk about the
about
hot dense state?
I want to talk about initial low entropy.
How does entropy prove a God? Did God make entropy?
So the necessity of entropy for
Did God make
life.
it?
Yeah.
Demonstrate that. How do you know that's true?
We know it's true. Well, okay, first of all, we're saying two separate things. So I'm not saying I know something is proven beyond a doubt. I'm saying that there is evidence
Nope.
that points
What
towards it.
evidence points towards God making humans, entropy, the universe, etc.?
Okay. So it's the correlation between
Nope. Correlation is not causation. I want you to provide evidence that proves that God did it and nothing else could have done it. Otherwise, you just have blind faith and you believe it based on confirmation bias and indoctrination. You spread a belief uncritically, you believe this belief uncritically, and your belief cannot withstand scrutiny.
Bro, that doesn't follow what you said.
Absolutely, it does. Correlation is not causation.
Correlation's not necessarily causation.
Right, so you have to prove that it is causation. So fuck your correlation. Provide the evidence.
I think you keep misunderstanding what
Nope,
I'm trying to say.
I'm not. You're just trying to move
that-
the goalposts. I would like you to stop pivoting and moving the goalpost and just provide your evidence. You said at the beginning that you have evidence for God. It's a quite simple thing. If you have evidence for something, provide it. Do you have a blueprint? Do you have fingerprints? Something? Video? Photo? Do you have something like that?
Okay, let's keep going with the entropy thing.
Sure. What
So,
evidence do you have that God made
entropy is
entropy?
required for time to have a direction for
Cool. What evidence do you have that God
stars.
made time? What evidence do you have that God made stars?
I'm getting to it. Okay,
Cool. Get to it. Land the plane.
bro. Okay,
It's
so-
simple, brother. I don't need a 35-minute tangent. Just say, here's my evidence. What do you think? And then we can critique it and go from there.
Okay, so the likelihood.
Fuck
that there would be
likelihood. I
low
want
entropy-
evidence for God making entropy.
The likelihood. I'm talking about it. I'm doing it. So the likelihood that the low entropy would be present at the start of the universe is 1 in 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 123, according to Penrose. Okay, so and this
So what?
low
The
entropy,
universe exists. What evidence do you have that God did that?
I'll get to it. Here we go. So without it, there's no structure and there's no memory and there's
Dude,
no
I don't
history.
care.
There's
What
no
evidence
time.
do you have that God has anything to fucking do with it? I don't care. So what? It's fucking magnificent that the universe exists. Why should I believe God
Okay.
did it?
Because it's more likely.
No, it's not. It's more
Within
likely that it's
infinite
natural,
degree.
dude. The universe, energy cannot be created or destroyed. Energy exists, therefore it's always existed. The universe was in a hot dense state. There's no evidence that the universe was created. There's no evidence that the universe
Bro, if it was
didn't
left
exist.
to chance, if it was left to chance, it would be impossible technically, statistically.
No, it wouldn't.
for it
No,
to
it
happen.
wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Energy cannot be created or destroyed.
Yeah.
Energy has always existed. It's
I'm-
not impossible
I'm
for
citing
energy to have not
Penrose's-
existed
I'm
and then
citing
exist.
Penrose's math.
I don't care.
I'm citing
I'm,
Penrose's math.
I'm citing facts. Would you like to provide the evidence that justifies the belief that God made it?
Bro,
Or do you
it's-
just believe
it's-
it because you believe it?
It's
It doesn't make
statistically
sense to you, so
might as
therefore
well be
God.
impossible.
No, false.
By chance
False. False.
for the
Tell
universe
me
to
right
support
now
life.
it is impossible for the universe to support life.
It's impossible for the universe to support life.
Wonderful. Prove that.
What?
Prove it. That's a stupid ass claim because the universe does support life, dipshit.
Oh, I did blunder there. I guessed what you were gonna say, and it was the opposite of what I was saying.
Well, I didn't
Okay.
actually want you to say that one. I wanted. Okay, you're saying that it is. You're kind of dilly-daddling over it, but can I ask you, steel manning? You're saying it's impossible for the universe to have become what it is to a degree for it to have been able to support life, yeah?
I'm saying that it's statistically very close to impossible that by
Right,
chance
not impossible.
it would happen. Right. But
There you go. So there's no evidence or justification.
much more likely that it would be a design.
No, that's not true. Do you know how Occam's razor works? No. The most likely scenario is the natural scenario, not the supernatural one. No. The most likely scenario is that the universe has always existed. That's false. You just started with a precept. Also, it's a precept that it's your God out of the thousands and billions of other fucking interpretations of
Sure,
gods.
I don't care which God it is here, okay?
Right. So, first of all, it's more likely that the universe always existed and wasn't created. So, again, you're presupposing with zero evidence justifying your belief. There's no evidence for God.
I'm not talking about whether it existed or not. I'm talking about whether it would support life or not.
Wonderful.
according to
What
chance.
universe have you observed that doesn't have life to be able to make that claim?
The universes that you could take by moving the constants
I
mathematically.
asked you a very simple question. What universe have you observed that doesn't have
It's
life
not
that you can compare
necessary
it?
to observe
Yes, it
universes.
is. For probability,
No, it's not.
probability requires
No,
something to
You can take the patterns
probability
of reality
requires
and manipulate them mathematically.
probability requires comparison. That's how probability
You can
works.
compare.
So what other universe
Whenever
have you compared?
switch the constants mathematically.
So what other universe have you compared?
I'm not talking about observing other universes. I'm talking about universes you can create through
Probability
mathematics.
requires comparison. Mathematics cannot compare something that doesn't exist. And again,
Yes, it can.
how did you compare your God versus other gods? Or how did you compare that the universe did not always exist? Dude, you're like missing so
didn't-
much information here. You have no evidence for your God.
That doesn't follow what you're saying.
You're saying it's
Look.
likely that a God made
Uh-huh.
it since it exists.
Okay.
Cool. Prove that a God made it.
That's all I'm saying is that it's likely. I'm not saying that
No, it's
I can
not.
squash
It's
the
more likely
alternatives.
that the universe always existed and wasn't created.
Well, which one are you attacking? That it's likely or that I proved it?
I'm critiquing you just straight up. I'm just critiquing you. How do you
Okay.
know is the questions I keep asking, and you're incapable of
Okay.
answering them because there's no evidence justifying your claim.
Whenever you look at the gravitational constant, there's
So
infinite
what?
possibilities where stars would burn too fast and
Yeah,
collapse early.
and they do, and
There'd
they
be
do,
no stars and no
and
galaxies.
they do, and they do that. They do that, dude. They do. We are lucky to be
No.
on Earth.
No, the exact mass of the entire universe is needed for us to be on Earth. So all those things that are happening away from us that you're talking about are not by accident. They're not blunders. They're necessary for
I
life
don't
as
believe
well.
it was accident, dude.
You believe there's an intention?
No. The
Not
universe
accident,
is
not
order,
intention.
dude. Even chaos is order. Chaos theory. Ever heard of it? Everything about this
Only in Jurassic
universe
Park.
has order. Literally everything about the universe has order. Everything. The universe is order. Our observations of the universe, like gravity, are not prescriptive. They're descriptive. We're describing how the universe
Right.
works. We're not prescribing how the universe works. We're
Right.
not telling the universe it works this way. We are saying this is how the universe works. Gravity is one of those things. It wasn't made by anything. It's just how the universe works. There is no mind behind it. Gravity is a natural thing of the universe. We have described how that works through theories by testing it and scrutinizing it and critiquing it and learning about it. That is with demonstrable evidence and tools. How do we know the Earth came to be? James Webb Telescope. We're able to observe planets being formed. We know how gravity works because of different tools and scientists and the way that they test it and observe it. It's falsifiable. What evidence do you have that God has anything to do with any of this?
The statistical unlikelihood that life would be able to be sustained in infinite ways other than this.
Provide evidence.
We could keep talking about it.
Yeah, you're begging the question. You're saying it is statistically unlikely, so it must be my God. First of all, it's not
No, I'm not
statistically
saying it must
unlikely.
be.
It's
I'm saying it's
100%
evidence that
chance
points
that
toward
it
it.
is what it is. Those numbers you gave, by the way,
forgetting
you're not
forgetting
even
the mathematical numbers.
Yeah, let me
that
give
you
you-
can manipulate in order to see other possibilities.
Brother, you're not even talking correctly about the study that you're reading. I'm going to read the study to you real quick. I have it written down in my notes. Have you even read those citations? No, you haven't. Thank you. They're not talking about how likely it is for the universe to come to be. All right. So the fine-tuning argument. The universe's constants are precisely calibrated to allow for the existence of life. If these constants were even slightly different, life as we know it could not exist. The anthropic principle shuts that the fuck down. We observe a universe compatible with life because only in such a universe could observers like us exist. This doesn't require design, it's selection effect. If the constants for life were different, no one would be here to even fucking notice it. Okay, what looks fine-tuned may eventually be explained by deeper physical laws later on. Here's the probability misuse that I kept on telling you. The fine-tuning argument often assumes constants could vary freely across all possible values, but science doesn't know the actual probability distribution of constants. Without that, claims of improbability are speculative. You're speculating, which is why I keep on saying provide evidence to justify it. We don't know if constants could have been different, or if they are fixed by deeper laws. With only one universe, probability is meaningless because there's nothing to compare probability against. The probability numbers you keep bringing up, scientists have shared, are not probabilities, but instead sensitivity analyses, stating if these constants change, then life doesn't exist. But there is zero probable comparison for it. You're stating sensitivity analyses, not probability. That you can't make up a probability analysis without comparing. Probability literally requires comparison.
The speculation cuts both ways, man. So you're talking about...
Nope, I'm saying that energy cannot be created. Energy exists, therefore it's always existed. All we know about the hot dense state is that it existed. We're not saying it popped out of nowhere, but you are saying it is true that a God made it. You have no justification for that. At all. Nada. Nothing. Zip. And right now, you're experiencing something called cognitive dissonance. You're hearing all these facts that contradict your worldview, and it is physically hurting your brain. And you're trying to grasp at any fucking straw you can to keep your worldview and keep your sanity. But what you could do is say, damn, that makes sense. Let me study it further. You're right. I don't know. I'm speculating and I'm presupposing. I don't know. I would like there to be a God. That would be called honesty. I don't know, but I want it to be God. I'm going to see if it is God. That is honesty. And that's how a majority of us become atheists.
I will give what you're saying thought, but I'm not convinced by it.
That's fair enough. See, that is honesty.
All right. And so what I'm saying is that science uses counterfactuals constantly. Okay. So if gravity were weaker, stars wouldn't form.
But it's not.
Without committing to...
But it's not. Gravity is the way it is.
Varies across the universe.
There's no justification to believe a God made it that way. We're describing how gravity works. We're not prescribing that gravity was made to be this way.
Say that again?
We're describing gravity when we talk about gravity. We're not prescribing that it was made to be this way. We're not saying something made it this way. We're saying this is how it works. You have no justification to believe that a God made it.
Infinite possibilities that would not support life.
Brother, it is possible that a unicorn lives inside of my asshole and made the universe 2 days ago and gave you false memories.
No, I'm not talking about...
Is that possible, yes or no?
I'm not talking about
Is it possible that a unicorn lives inside of my asshole and made the universe? Is it possible?
Is it likely?
Is it possible? It's as likely as your God, yes.
No, that's not what this...
It's 100% as likely as your God.
It's the opposite, dude.
False. False. Provide me any justification that your God is more real than the unicorns inside of my asshole. Prove it. These are all baseless claims with zero justification.
Fine-tuning is about... It's not about...
First of all, the universe isn't even high-tuned for us, dude. Oxygen is the reason you age and die. We are barely in the Goldilocks zone. We could be in a better position. Gravity is probably going to be a reason we die. The fucking sun could explode and fucking demolish us all. Like, no, it's not fucking tuned. You calling it tuned is the equivalent of me going outside after a rainy day, seeing a pothole and say, God damn, that pothole was made perfectly for that water. No, motherfucker, the water filled it. Same as humans with the earth. We evolved to survive.
I'm not saying the goal is eternal life. I'm saying the goal is life at all.
Life at all. Again, the pothole exists and water filled it. Congratulations, the pothole wasn't made for the water. It's not finely tuned.
again, you're ignoring.
Is a pothole finely
the
tuned for
unlikelihood.
rainwater? Yes or no?
I've heard that analogy before. And
Good. Think about it. Think about it. The universe kills us. We can't go in space. You can't even look at the sun. You'll go blind. Everything you do wants to kill you. Every animal wants to kill you. Every plant wants to kill you. People want to kill you. Everything wants to kill you. Oxygen kills you. If you hold your breath for too long, it kills you. So whether you breathe oxygen or not, you die. No matter what, you die. This universe is not made for you. You have survived millions of years to be able to be here today. That is why you exist. Not because something made you, but because your fucking ancestors are badasses.
So your puddle analogy doesn't work because puddles can take any shape at all.
And so can we, dude. We evolved for this Earth.
Life cannot.
Yes, it can. We evolved to be what we are.
Life can't survive in any scenario.
Yeah,
a puddle can survive in any divot.
Yeah, it can. We evolved to be here. If there was any sort of organism or life on any other planet, it would evolve to survive that planet if it was capable.
No, there are forces outside.
Also, to use your analogy further, water on another fucking planet wouldn't work the same either, dude. Yes, the analogy works perfectly. Because a puddle on another planet would not act the exact same because of differences in physics on that planet. Different gravity, different whatever. And in another universe, it could be completely different. Same argument you just tried to provide. We evolved to fit this world. Same as the water filled the
other
hole.
Universe thing, first of all, does exactly what you're accusing me of. Second of all...
Yeah, I was showing you that thought process.
It doesn't address any of the elements that we see of reality. And how any of those...
You haven't addressed anything having anything to do with God. All you've said is, life doesn't make sense to me, therefore God had to have made it. That's all you've said. Our entire 20-minute conversation is that. You don't understand, therefore God.
No.
Okay, wonderful. Show me the mechanism in which God made the universe.
There is evidence.
You haven't provided any.
You haven't respected any of it.
No, you haven't provided evidence for God. You've provided I don't know, therefore God. You have provided nothing but logical fallacies.
No.
You brought up gravity. Gravity has nothing to do with God. You brought up the fact that we exist.
Yes, it does.
That has nothing to do with God. No. For gravity to have anything to do with God, you would have to demonstrate how God has anything to do with it. You're just saying gravity exists. It is really amazing. God must have made it. That is a God of the gaps fallacy.
I'm saying that it goes against the reality we see, goes against...
No, it doesn't.
The likelihood that it would be
No, it doesn't. The reality you see is that there's 100% chance for our being here. You want to know? You want to use a probability? There's 100% chance for us being here.
If the constants were different, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, they are exactly how they are. I could also say if the constants were different, you would be a fucking dog. But there's no justification that they are or could be different. They are the way that they are, and there's a 100% chance that they are this way.
It's math.
Nope, you're using it wrong. Bro. You're using it wrong. You're using sensitivity analyses. If things were different, we wouldn't exist. Guess what? Things aren't different. We do exist. That's not how this works. You're using math incorrectly.
Okay, why does Alex O'Connor, who seems like, he's studying at Oxford.
Am I Alex O'Connor?
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. Exactly. So what does Alex O'Connor have anything to do with this argument?
Why does he...
I am unbiased.
He think that the prime mover argument and the fine-tuning argument are good?
Hey, Mythic, am I Alex O'Connor?
It's zero... No, you're not.
There you go. Don't compare me to him. The fuck?
I won't.
I'm not Alex O'Connor.
I'm going to leave. Goodbye, not Alex O'Connor.
Deuces. What the fuck? Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, DJ. If math shows we can only exist in a specific way, how does that show order or design? Exactly. It wasn't capable of providing any justification for that claim. That was kind of rough. Rough. Alex wants money. I stopped subscribing because he's lost his mind. What? You don't like Alex O'Connor? That's crazy. I fucking love Alex still. When you grow up on a diet of boot polish, it's hard to break the habit. God of the Gaps fallacy. That's all he was doing. I don't know. Things are amazing. God must have made it amazing. That's all he said. There was absolutely zero evidence for God making any of this. Literally all he said is that life would not exist if things were different. Yeah, that might be true. Proof God made it this way. Also, Newton believed in alchemy. Smart people could be stupid. Yeah, and then Tesla believed in a lot of crazy ass shit too. Tesla also believed in the aether. He's saying God is limited by the laws of the universe. I didn't really get that from the argument, but I'll take your word for it. And Alex is honest, unlike Cody. Tesla fucked pigeons. I'm sorry, what? Every theist argument is just presups. It's so funny. I think that's the only hardship, and that's why I'm so adamant about there's no evidence for God, because there literally isn't. It's all arguments for God. 100% of them are logical fallacies. And then you get people like KB that hop up in here and they bring up some really complex argument, and they're like, "You don't know this argument, therefore you can't say all arguments are logical fallacies." Well, if your argument was not a logical fallacy, you'd be able to provide me the evidence that supports each individual premises. Well, you can't prove a metaphysical... Your claim is that God made the universe. That's not metaphysical. That is empirical. That is science. You need to demonstrate it. Tesla married a pigeon? What? What is up with the pigeon and Tesla stuff? What? Yeah, look it up. Tesla had a pigeon he called his wife. It was wild. That's fucking crazy. Isn't announcing that you're an atheist kind of like announcing you're smart? I mean, I wouldn't agree with that, just because atheist just means lacking a belief. You know, someone could have been raised by two dumbasses that just didn't believe in a God, and therefore they didn't believe in a God, but they never studied anything. No, there are a lot of atheists who are dumbasses. Yeah. This smart guy thinks the best argument for God doesn't prove God. That's my proof for God. Checkmate, atheists. Exactly. That's what KB did in our last quote-unquote debate, if you want to call it a debate. Basically, I said, demonstrate your argument, and he said, you don't even know it. And we did that for about 20 minutes, back and forth. Enjoy every moment while you still can. I do. That's basically the purpose of life, isn't it? Thanks for trying to open this people's eyes and realize, yeah, we're trying. God is limited by its knowledge of what it will do, so there's no if things were different to them. That's fair. When Tesla got towards the end of his life, people think he had a stroke that led to some psychosis-like effects. He not only fell in love with a pigeon, and at one point thought Earth was hollow. Oh shit, okay, got you. $500, bun? I'll take that $500. I was referring to someone in chat who said they are born atheist, hardcore, and anti-theist. Fair enough, okay. We got no requesters up in the box, so if you're a theist of any sort, go on ahead and request up, and we can argue about it. Best in a category doesn't necessarily mean good. True. How can the creator of the universe have limits? Well, there's many different arguments. For instance, if God is all-powerful, is he strong enough to make a rock he can't lift? Yes or no, therefore he's not all-powerful. There you go. There's his limit. It's paradoxical. Are you American? Yeah, sadly. He also believed electrons could have a level of intention. Yeah, that's probably where all of these new age we are energy people come from. Same, sadly. Exactly. Well, don't forget to like and share. Amen, sister. Did you hear about Don Lemon? What about him? External or internal limits? They're different. Ah, that's true. Oh, that's a good point. Like the stream, guys. The more you like it, the more you repost it, the more you share it, the more theists that we get up here. We are Cody. Amen. The one true unicorn agrees. I heard it in my head. And I know for a fact that it wasn't a hallucination. Atheism still makes a claim. It asserts that God does not exist. Nope, atheism means lacking a belief in God. I, for one, like to make the claim that God doesn't exist. $1.99 super chat from Deep Blue. Bowtie French fry. No fucking idea what that is. I've seen it before. I'm going to guess that is from maybe Justin's channel or Dalton's channel or something. Definitely an inside joke. Who is Cody? What is Cody? Why is Cody? That's a good question. I am because I am. I'm Earthian. What? And using certain words and comments boost the algorithm. Ooh, fair point. Did you hear about Don Lemon? They arrested him because he reported about the church protest. What? That's fucking crazy. Most intellectually consistent position is atheism. It is lacking a belief due to a lack of evidence. Yes. Agnosticism alone withholds judgment. Agnosticism is not knowing something. Gnosticism is knowing something. Theism is believing something. Atheism is not believing something. No proof, evidence, God doesn't exist. No justification to believe God doesn't exist. No, wait, fucking what? No proof / evidence, God doesn't exist. No justification to believe God doesn't exist. What? Would it be illogical to use that as a counter argument against God not existing? Meaning, would this be illogical? Would it be illogical to use that? I would say it doesn't work, yeah. So my justification for saying that there is no possibility for, first of all, the Abrahamic God existing is anything outside of space-time cannot have causal relation with space-time. But how is Cody? Aw, Ember. Let's get... Often we ask, where is Cody? Maybe I spelled that wrong. What'd you spell wrong? I'm Earthian. I would add an I before the A. Wait, DJ spelled something wrong. Doesn't most sci-fi just use what? Terran. What? Bruh, religions are claiming a God exists. It's on religion to prove it. Why is it hard to get? Yeah, they don't understand logic. Got another super chat from Deep Blue. $4.99. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. He's saying, no, it's from SpongeBob. Oh, how did I not know that? I think it's silly, and I want to give you money and say something silly. That's valid. That's valid. I love you, Deep. W's in chat for Deep. But when is Cody? How is Cody? Oh, my God. Yeah, I do agree with the theist that if I say that there is no God or any positive assertion that we do have a burden of proof even as the atheist. That's why I refused to say that there is no God for so long, because I needed to study it more. And now I'm pretty fucking confident. And if I end up losing an argument for it, then I will stop saying it until I'm able to justify it. But as of right now, I'm able to justify it. No, the real question is, why is Cody? Jesus Christ. I love you too. I love you, Deep Blue. Victoria is the only one that said W Deep. That's disgusting. I need every single person in chat now to say W Deep. I want... Oh. What is NOK? What currency is that? NOK currency. Where is that? That's hilarious. 500 Norwegian. 500 Norwegian dollars super chat from Tom. 500 Norwegian. In Norway, we have trolls and witches, myths, but not God. Interesting. I got to learn about that. Thank you for the 500 Norwegian super chat. Let's get a W for Tom as well. I don't know if I can pronounce your entire name, bro. Tom Roseland. 60. Weather is Cody. We're asking the real question now. That was a pretty baller super chat. Thank you. Norwegian money. Now I got some Norwegian. It'd be really cool if every time you got a super chat from someone with a different currency, it kept that currency and they would just like mail you the physical currency. I would love to hold some Norwegian dollars. I know that they're not like the transfer is way different in pricing, but it'd still be cool to have it. Acapella Cody. That's insane. Literally 50 USD. Yeah, absolute fucking legend. Absolute legend. $50 super chat. W Tom. There we go. W Tom, W Tom, W Tom, W Deep, W Deep. Amen. W Deep, W Deep. There's the W Deeps. There we go. You need to travel. I've been to Canada. That's the only country I've been to. W's for both of you, lol. I was making food. Valid. That barely counts. I know. Shut up. I was born in Canada. I'm from the Midwest, right? I live in the Midwest, and when I went to Canada, I went to one of the malls in Toronto, and I'm one of those people that I'll walk up to just everybody, and I'm 6'4", so when I see someone that's tall, I call it out. So every time I saw someone that was like over the 6 feet, I'd walk up to them like, "Hey, dude, man, you're fucking tall. How tall are you?" And they just look at me and go, I'm like, "Oh, no, I was just asking how tall you were." They're 6'2". Like, dude, that's fucking awesome. I'm 6'4". It's awesome. When did you get to 6 foot? Man, fuck off. Like, it was every interaction. I felt like I was just fucking hated. Like, South Park lied to me. Canadians are not nice. 6'4", casual flex. I want to go to wherever has the most redhead women. I might convert if they're highly religious, though. Oh, that's funny. I am just 6. That's valid. I mean, I think the average height for men is 5'10" to 6'1" or 6'2" or something like that. I'm just a freak of nature. I knew a 7'4" guy. Dude, that's fucked. It's a veneer of nicety. They're all hockey players internally. Does life have meaning? No. Hey, Cody, didn't realize we're on. Hell yeah, Kashka, of course we're on. We're always on. Torontarians aren't nice. We're basically New Yorkers. That's what it felt like, dude. That's what yeah. I respect your intellectual honesty. Thank you. I'm stupid, but I'll be honest about my stupidity. Redheaded women, go to Ireland. You can tell that chatter he will be moving to Russia then. If Jesus was illiterate, how good of a carpenter can he be? Pretty good, I'd argue. I mean, you're not going to be like perfect because measurements are going to get a little difficult. But I mean, if you do something for 30 years of your life, I'd say you're pretty fucking good at it. You need Bostonians make fun of you while they change your tire. Dude, I couldn't handle it. I'm like in person, I'm such a, I wouldn't say I'm a people pleaser, but I'm very much a people person. I hate people. I hate being around people. I hate crowds. I want to just stay at home and binge watch TV or play some games and fuck off from society. But when I'm like in like a mall or something, I'll walk up to everybody and make friends. Like, I don't think I've ever gone to a mall and not got phone numbers and friends. If Jesus was a carpenter, did he ever build a cross? What? You don't have to be literate necessarily to be a carpenter. That's what I was thinking. I've worked with some that could barely do math. Valid. What museum can I go to see Jesus' master carpentry? That would be the Museum of Bullshit. It doesn't exist. If Jesus was... I casually mentioned crucifying believers a couple times, so the algorithm hiding me. Switch to laptop. Hell yeah, take me everywhere, bud. I'm not learning how to tame a grizzly gang. Right, where the hell is Jesus? Is a Jesus table? Do you have an issue with every human searching for meaning? Nope. We had an argument with one of my followers named Ben, and I called myself a nihilist, and him and some others were calling me out that is not nihilism. The research I did showcase that it's optimistic nihilism. They argue that it's existentialism. So I guess in accordance with formal philosophy, I would be an existentialist. There is no inherent meaning to life, but we are able to make our own meaning in life. Built by Ken Hammond. Jesus. Brent or Ben? Bent A or Bent A, that Ben A, whatever the name is. That doesn't work. What? Wrong. What? Existentialism is where I'm at. You'd think they'd be able to find one at least. My point to you would be you're making your meaning. Yeah, I make my meaning. Right, yeah. There's no like inherent meaning to life. There's no purpose. Which, I mean, even the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible says the exact same thing. All is vanity, 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 all is vanity. All things die off. Nothing matters except for to love your God. Even the Bible says there's no purpose to life. The only purpose in your life, being a Christian, is to worship God. The summoning circle. Yes, we need to have one. I'm working on a vid about Jesus being a magician and being a carpenter helps set up tricks, traps. That's a cool one. That's the point. God solves the problem. No, he doesn't. God is the meaning. Nope. I mean, it's a claim. Yeah, it's written in a book that was written by a human being. But there's, like, no. My meaning has nothing to do with God. No. For you to say God is the point is just false because it's not my purpose. I have, what? That makes no sense at all. That doesn't work. It could be, and you aren't there yet. Been there, done that. It's all fake and it's all mythology. First, you have to prove a God exists for him to be meaning and purpose. Now, you could use a teleological explanation that God gives you purpose because of it makes you feel better, for instance, but that doesn't mean that God is real. Look up my name. That's why you aren't there yet. Been there, done that. Read all of the book, dude. Stop saying I'm not going to be there yet or whatever. I am a PK. My dad's pastor. I grew up reading the book. I have my Bible right here. I've read it front to back multiple times. Like, I've read it. I grew up as a Christian, Messianic Jew. My entire life I was a theist. Like, you have no argument here. Can anyone please sew $10 for food? Me and my daughter are homeless and haven't ate this morning. Just unentertain me, please. Just entertain. Just entertain me. Not a gotcha. It is a gotcha. Yeah, prove God exists and then prove that he's the purpose of life. It doesn't mean it's the Christian God. That's true too. First, you have to define God. Gee, oh, fuck that. Yep, reading the Bible is what made me deconstruct. Exactly, Kashka, I'm with you. I was debating atheists, and they were like, how do you know that Jesus existed? And I was like, ooh, good fucking point. And I went and researched it, realized there was no justification to believe it, so I deconstructed right then and there. You are better than I am. I used my Bible for rolling paper intentionally to piss off my dad. That's hilarious. That's a grifter. Exactly why I stopped reading it and responding to it. I didn't give it a response. Let's get him, Patrick. If you guys are theistic, go ahead and hit that request button. What is up, Patrick?
So, what do you believe in? Are you an atheist?
First and foremost, are you over the age of 18?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Which God do you believe in?
There's only one true God.
You're a Muslim. Awesome. So why do you believe that God split the moon in two?
I never said I was Muslim.
Oh, right. So I was asking for a really easy answer, and you gave me a stupid answer. So when I ask you which God you believe in, if you say the one true God, you're not the only religion that believes in the one true God. I know you're a Christian based on the stupidity of that response, but I would like for you to verbalize that you're a Christian. You're a Christian, right?
So
you're a Christian, right?
Yeah.
Good boy. All right. Why do you believe in God?
Sorry, that was a lot of words, bro.
No, it wasn't. I asked a sentence. Why do you believe in God?
No. Like what you said before that was a lot of words. What were you saying, though?
What?
Oh, you're asking me why do I believe in God?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. I was asking you, are you an atheist?
Yeah. Kind of obvious. Why? Because there's no evidence for God. What evidence do you have for God?
Look at existence.
Point out something.
Grass.
Cool. Did God make grass?
Yeah.
Prove it.
The fact that it's here.
Nope.
existence.
Grass is an evolution of things. You know that, right? Like it's biology. Trees, grass, flowers, animals, us. That's biology. You would
Where
have
did-
to,
where did
in
everything
order
come
for
from?
you to say that God made
In your
grass, you would
worldview.
have to literally show me how and what mechanism God did and used to create grass to be able to make that demonstrably true.
You're asking me to tell you how God made it. and
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that
because right
God
now
made
what
it.
you're saying is that my pen
You're asking me to give
exists
you the
because
formula.
God made it exist. No, motherfucker, a human being made this. I would like for you to provide evidence to justify your belief that God made anything.
So where do you think everything came from in your worldview?
Oh, I don't know. What evidence do you have that God made it?
You don't know? That's it? You don't think everything came from something?
Oh, I have an answer, but you're trying to shift the burden of proof, which is fucking ridiculous.
No,
So
no,
what
I'm
evidence
not.
do you
I'm not
have
even
that God
asking
made
you
it?
to prove anything. I just want to understand more about why you're an atheist.
Yeah, so what
That's
you're
all.
going to do is you're going to bring me all the way back because you're going to say, well, how were you made? Well, my parents fucked. Well, how did they exist? Blah, blah, blah.
Nah,
We go back
man.
and back and
I'm
back
just
all the way
asking
to
you
the
a
hot dense
question
state. So
about
there's a
what you
hot dense
believe,
state that
bro.
the universe was in and it expanded. That's where we come
Look,
from.
man, I just want to learn more about
Yeah,
your
I just
worldview,
gave the answer,
okay?
Patrick. What did I say? Steelman me.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
heard
I
you
just gave
say
the
that-
answer, Steelman me. I just gave you the
I
answer,
heard-
Steelman me.
Nah, man.
I just gave you
Look.
the answer, Steelman it. What did I say? I gave you a literal sentence explanation of where I believe
Just
all things
now?
come from. Yes, you need to learn
I
how to
was
pay
talking
attention.
just now.
No, you asked me a question and I started responding, and then you started talking, and I didn't back down because it was my turn
Nah,
to
man, I
respond
was
to your
talking
question.
just now.
And that's how arguments work. We go back and forth. Like even now, you said you were just talking, and I started giving a response, and you've talked twice. So you don't know how to have a conversation. So I'm going to ask you again: what evidence do you have that God made the universe?
What do you believe, man?
Oh, I don't believe in things without evidence. So what evidence do you have that God exists?
So how did the universe come into fruition in your
Oh,
worldview?
it didn't. So what evidence do you have that God made the universe?
Okay, so how is it then?
Yeah, so what evidence do you have that God made it?
How is it for you?
What evidence? Dude, this is called shifting the burden of proof. It's a logical fallacy. You're the
I'm
one
not
saying,
asking you to
you're
prove
the
anything.
one with a positive assertion that God made it. I'm asking you how. I have not told you one thing about what I believe, and you're trying to shift the burden of proof because you have no evidence at all. My prompt is true until you decide, here is my evidence that God is real and made things. What do you think? Then we can have an argument, but you're incapable of giving a response with your brain. So you've got two brain cells fighting for third place. I need one of them to rush into first place and provide a response real quick. So what evidence do you have that God exists and made things?
I'm trying to learn about
No,
your
you're not.
worldview,
No, you're
man.
not.
I'm
You're trying to be a
debate
trolly
with you.
douchebag. This is a debate
No, I'm
platform, so
not.
stop being a dumbass and provide evidence that God made things. I'm
You're
holding you
being a
accountable.
troll, bro.
Stop being a dumbass troll and provide evidence that God made things.
I'm not trolling.
Okay,
literally.
wonderful.
I could show
Provide
you
me an
my
answer.
face.
Wonderful. No,
I
you're
could
not.
show you my face and everything.
Nobody wants to be that scared today, so I want you to provide evidence that God made anything.
What are you talking about?
I just
man?
told you fucking no. Do you understand how communication works?
Why do you think I'm trolling though?
I want you to provide evidence that God made things.
I just want to know why you're an
I
atheist.
want you to. I already explained it. I want you to provide evidence that God made things.
How do you think the universe came to be?
I've already given you an answer. What evidence do you have that God made it?
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I just want to know.
I just want to know.
I do just want to know.
I do just want to know. Provide evidence that God made it.
What's your worldview, bro?
What's your
I've
worldview?
heard some
What evidence
interesting
do you have
worldview
that
from
God
atheists
made the
before.
world? I've heard some
I've-
interesting arguments and worldviews from theists. What evidence do you have that God made the world?
Man, creation, man.
Yeah, provide evidence that
You
God
know,
created anything.
It's the best explanation.
Yeah,
and it's
provide evidence
rational.
that God made
Everything
anything.
came from something.
That's a claim, sure. What evidence do you have to back the claim that God made
It's
anything?
a claim that everything came from something.
Yeah, what evidence do you have that God made anything?
Come on, man. Where do you think everything came
I would love for you to provide the explanation.
from? Where do you think everything came from?
Yeah, I would love for you to provide the explanation. Stop shifting the burden of proof. You're really pathetic. Like, you are the
I'm
biggest
not
coward.
asking you for-
You're being
I'm
a
not
coward.
asking you for
You're being a
proof.
coward. So I've asked you 7 times 1,000 what evidence you have, and you keep on shifting the burden of proof, saying,
I don't
what do
wanna
you
debate.
know?
I just
How do
wanna
you
know your
know?
worldview.
Well, we're here to debate, so if you're not here to debate, go fuck yourself.
I've been told you. I just want to know.
No.
your worldview. I've been told you that.
I've already answered you. So
I've
if
been
you're not
told-
here to
I didn't
debate,
hear
so
you.
hey,
I've been asking you the same
shut the
question.
fuck up. If you're not here to debate, go fuck yourself. It's that simple.
I
Swipe
already
on.
told you that, though.
Hey, let me shut the fuck up. If you're not here to debate, go fuck yourself. Go to a different channel where your trolling will actually work. someone without brain,
I'm not
I'm not
trolling.
going to allow you to troll. So you have a claim
not
that God
trolling.
made the universe. You keep on trying to shift the burden of proof. I'm not allowing it, and now we're at a stalemate. It's been 7 minutes of you wasting everyone's time, including your own pathetic brain cells that already don't fucking exist. You need to provide an explanation for your claim that God made the universe, or fuck off. If the next words out of your mouth are not, here is the evidence that God exists, I'm kicking you. Now, what is the evidence that you have that God exists?
Honestly, I don't care anymore.
Cool. Let's get Parzival in here. What's up,
Hey, what's
Parzival?
up, man?
Hey, man, you over the age of 18?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Which God do you believe in, brother?
So I am agnostic.
Fair enough. What you got for me?
I just wanted to add on to that one point. Are you familiar with the fact that if gravity was like fucking
Yeah, the fine-tuning
fractions-
argument. Yeah, so that's a sensitivity analysis. If gravity was different, we would cease to exist, but gravity is the way it
Yeah.
is, and we do exist. So it's not an argument for God or any creation. We are describing
agree.
how gravity works, not prescribing that it became this way. And gravity is the way it is, and there's no other way it would have been.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, and I feel like that's such a kind of false argument.
It's not.
because-
It's logically sound.
Yeah, in the fact that people are using it to prove God. That's what I'm.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's annoying. They're not like, okay, if somebody came to me and said the universe is fine-tuned and we know that because of gravity, for instance, and then they said we know that God created gravity because of X, Y, and Z, that is an argument. That is something we can argue about.
hmm
But they never do.
Yeah.
It's quite simple.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that.
That's why I have my prompt as there is no evidence for God, because there isn't.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up here because that
Sure.
last guy was.
why are you agnostic,
Asshole.
brother?
I was raised Catholic for the first 5 years and then switched
I'm
to
so sorry.
Christian. Yeah, I am too. And it was just kind of forced on my throat for the first
That's hot.
15 years of my life. And
Sure.
so now I just kind of, it's a resent, but it's also I have no proof, so why should I believe it? And
Fair.
I believe in evolution. So
So I'm gonna guess that you're like the philosophical definition of agnostic, meaning there could be, I don't know.
yes.
Okay,
yes.
cool. So here's where I draw my line for that. Okay, so if we're talking about the Abrahamic God, it's a being outside of space-time that made all things, right?
Mhm.
That's impossible. Something outside of space-time cannot have causal relation with space-time, therefore that God does not exist. So that's a debunk
Yeah.
for the Abrahamic God. Any other God, something like the Hindus, for instance. A lot of the Hindus, the majority of them, don't actually believe in literal gods. It's all symbolical. So there's no
Yeah.
burden of proof to prove them. They openly are like, yeah, it's symbolical, blah, blah, blah. If they said, Vishnu made me, they'd have a burden of proof. And same as a unicorn, there would be no justification to denounce it. It would just be them having to prove it, right? So I consider myself agnostic on some, Gnostic on others, but I am an atheist because I lack a belief in God. So I have no belief in them, which makes me an atheist. Agnostic is I do not know, and Gnostic is I do know. So I would be agnostic atheist for some and Gnostic atheist for others. Like I'm a Gnostic atheist about the Abrahamic God.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same way. Because yeah, that kind of stuff is just
There you go. Hey, guess what? We just converted you into atheism. Join the cult.
all right. Thanks for having me, man.
You have a good one, brother.
You too.
That was a cool dude. All right, we got some more callers. The one that I'm scared to get in here, his name is All One Consciousness. That one's going to suck. That is going to be the biggest precept argument we will probably ever have. Thank the gods it was a good Parzival. What is Parzival? Is that a thing? A and B, I'm glad you caught what I said. That's hilarious. We're going to get Alexander in here. What's
Hello?
up, Alexander?
What's up?
Hey, can I call you Alex?
Yeah, that's okay.
Cool. You over the age of 18, Alex?
Of course.
Awesome. Which God do you believe in, brother?
The Christian God.
Gotcha. Why?
The evidence points to it. Obviously I think the Bible obviously is historically accurate.
Why?
Why what?
Why do you think the Bible is historically accurate?
Because of the manuscripts that we have that date back. I mean, I can't even tell you how. I mean, it had to have been 3,000 years ago, and it all lines up to what we have today.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Can a contradiction be true?
No.
Okay, so if there's a contradiction, it means it's false, right?
So what? Okay, I guess I should ask, like, preface before. So, like, you're saying if the Bible has contradictions, then it can't be true?
Well, it can't be the true word of God, the inerrant word and falsifiable God.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. Do
And
rabbits
can
chew
I ask
cud?
you before you bring it up,
Sure.
what your definition of a contradiction is?
Yeah. Can bachelors be married?
No.
That's a contradiction. Bachelors
Right,
being
okay.
married would be a contradiction to the definition of what is a bachelor.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. I usually keep things pretty simple. So like for word definitions, I use Oxford Dictionary.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing I'll throw in there is words like faith. There's different definitions of faith. So like the book in Hebrews says, faith is evidence for things unseen. And that goes in accordance with Oxford's second definition of faith, which is to believe things without evidence. So I think I use that definition of faith, whereas faith usually means a strong belief or trust or confidence in something, which could be with or without evidence. So you could say I have faith that the sky is not going to fall because there's no evidence justifying that it would. But when in a religious debate, I don't use that definition. I use the definition belief without evidence because it's also what the Bible uses as the definition of faith. So I don't believe I have faith in anything. But that was just a little tangent. But okay, so here's my problem with the Bible, brother. If there's a contradiction in any of its claims, the entire claim is false, or at least untrue. In accordance with the laws of logic, it would be false. I don't necessarily grant that because it could be true and just maybe misunderstood or whatever. So something like Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There's no evidence for that to be true. So I don't accept that. I don't grant that. It also says on day 4, Genesis 1:14, God created the sun, moon, and stars. That contradicts reality. The sun or the earth exists because the sun. So that's untrue. So already Genesis is false.
Okay, so it says, yeah, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So a lot of atheists, I should say, would rather substitute God with nothing,
Nope.
right? So then what created
Nothing.
the heavens and the earth? Yeah, so you just said nothing.
No, I'm not.
replaced nothing
No.
with
Okay,
God.
I see what you're saying. So this is a misunderstanding. So when a theist asks me what I believe created the universe, I'm saying nothing, not saying that nothingness made something. I'm saying nothing created it because it always existed.
But do you understand that goes against science?
No, it doesn't. The first law of thermodynamics is energy cannot be created or destroyed, and the Big Bang literally says there was a hot dense state, not nothingness. It says the hot dense state expanded. How did it expand? Dark energy. So we know that the universe has always existed. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Energy exists, therefore it always existed.
But it can
transform
what
and
is it called?
transfer.
It can, yeah, it decays.
Nope. It transfers and transforms. There's types of
So what
energy that
is-
can decay, but no,
Yeah,
energy
so-
cannot be destroyed. So for instance, like when we die, our brain doesn't just get destroyed. It will transform into heat, which is energy.
So uranium, right? The huge amount of molecules it has, it
Yep.
keeps decaying down one by one by
Yep.
one, right?
Yeah,
So
into another form.
if you reverse that,
Into another form.
right?
Energy
so
doesn't.
then-
energy
and then
cannot be
after-
created or destroyed. That's the first law of
Let's
thermodynamics.
say after a billion years,
Alex,
it
we've
becomes
Alex.
hydrogen because it decays so
right.
much.
So it did not get destroyed. Energy
Right, it
cannot be
changes,
created or destroyed. Therefore, it was never created, nor will it ever be destroyed. That is called
if we-
logic.
Okay, so my question is, if we reverse time, does everything become infinite?
I don't know. But I know energy can't be created.
By us, right?
No, period. It doesn't say energy cannot be created or destroyed by humans. It says energy cannot be created or destroyed. Do you have
Right, but
evidence that
that-
God made energy?
Yes.
Which would
due
be?
to the expansion of the universe, right?
No, that's due to dark energy. What evidence do you have
Because
that God made dark energy?
There is no proof of dark energy.
We have demonstrable evidence that dark energy exists, brother. It is the reason that the universe expands and is
So then
expanding.
Albert
Albert Einstein died years ago. He doesn't know today's information of science. Science is always evolving. Einstein didn't know about dark energy's
He also
demonstration.
didn't believe in God because he didn't think that the universe expanded. He thought he made a mathematical error.
So, first of all, he didn't make a mathematical error. Second of all,
right, because he found
whether
out,
Einstein believed or didn't believe in a
right.
God doesn't make God real or not real. I don't care who does or does not believe in God. I care what the evidence justifies.
Okay, so the evidence for you is that at some point, every molecule, every single atom in the whole entire universe was a pinpoint?
Probably. I don't know.
Well, that would have to flow with the expansion of the universe.
Yeah.
So what happened before there was any molecules? What happens when
That's a
space
precept.
gets too tiny?
You just presupposed that there wasn't something. You're presupposing that atheists believe that there was nothing. Nothingness doesn't exist. The second you're able to describe nothingness, it's no longer nothingness. There is no such thing as nothingness.
I feel like that's very untrue. What's outside of the universe?
I have no idea.
What is the universe expanding into?
Why are you presupposing that
Nothingness.
something is outside of the universe? No, it's not expanding into nothingness.
Because it has to expand somewhere.
It's not expanding into anything. It's not like
It's
a balloon in a
expanding.
room. It's not like a balloon in a
That's-
room.
Yeah, because that's all something.
It's expanding like a balloon, but it's not a balloon in a room. Space
Right, but
is the universe. To say there is
And-
something outside of the universe, you would have to demonstrate. Do you have a demonstration of something out of the universe?
No.
Okay, so stop presupposing that there is anything. That's fallacious. You're doing a gap argument. It's fallacious.
but-
So, what evidence do you have that God made energy?
That no one else can make it.
That is not evidence. That is
It-
you're
it
saying,
as it
Alex, you are
yeah.
saying, I don't know, so God must have done it. That is a fallacious argument. It's called God of the gaps. It's a fallacy. You have to be able to tell me, for instance, I can show you the math and the science that justifies the belief that energy cannot be created or destroyed. I can show you the mechanism in which we test that and know it to be true. So now you need to demonstrate to me with some sort of a citation, some sort of a study, some sort of critique or scrutiny that energy was created not only just created, but by your God. You know, there's thousands of gods, Alex. Like, these are all gap arguments. You don't have knowledge, therefore God. That's God of the gaps.
Okay, but it's the God of the. It's not a God of the gaps. It's a God of everything.
No, that is your claim. You need to justify it with evidence. The universe is empirical. You need
Okay,
to demonstrate it.
So I'm telling you,
You're making a claim,
I'm making the claim that
right?
something had to have created.
Nope, false.
Energy. Why?
False. Energy cannot be created. It exists.
How did it get
Therefore,
there?
it has always existed.
How did it get there?
I just answered you with a logically sound argument.
What was that?
Energy cannot be created. P1. Energy cannot exist. That is in accordance with the law of thermodynamics, the first law. Energy exists. We know this based on all demonstrations of reality. Therefore, energy cannot or has always existed. If energy cannot be created and energy does exist, it was not created, so it has always existed. It's a
Okay,
logically
so then-
sound argument.
And I agree.
Wonderful.
I
So
agree with
pause. So
always
pause.
existed.
You agree that energy cannot be created
Yep.
Energy exists, therefore it always existed. This is a logically sound argument. Both premises are true, therefore the conclusion is too.
Okay, but what you're not including into that is the other parts of the universe.
What other part?
With the expansion of the universe, that is
Energy is not being
means if we
created.
That means if we go back in time, as
Then
long as it
energy
takes
still
to get
exists.
to the very
Yep,
beginning
and energy still
point
exists.
of the Big Bang.
And energy still exists.
Okay, yes, energy was there at the very pinpoint.
Right. You want to know
of
why? Because
the-
energy cannot be created. Energy exists, therefore it's always existed.
But there has to be
No,
a starting point.
you're presupposing
Yes,
God.
that-
No, you're presupposing it.
I'm saying,
Okay, Alex.
I'm saying there has to be a starting
Alex,
point
false,
to the universe.
false,
due to
false,
That's
false,
not false.
false. Which premises do you disagree with?
None of them. I disagree.
Then it's
with
true. No, if the premises are true, the conclusion is true. This is called logic, Alex.
But you're
No.
proposing that it always was there.
I
You're
am
saying
using
that's
logic.
logically impossible.
False, Alex. Which premises do you disagree with? I'll give you them
I
again.
disagree.
Premise
I'm-
1,
I'm-
energy cannot be created or destroyed. Do you disagree?
Agree.
Premise 2, energy exists. Do you disagree?
I agree.
Therefore, energy always existed.
Okay. Does the universe have a starting point?
You're pivoting away from
Because
the
I'm-
argument. This is a
Okay,
logically
I'm
sound
bringing up
argument.
I'm bringing
For
up
the
a
argument
point.
to not be sound, you must tell me which premises you disagree with and why.
I disagree that humans can make energy.
That's not what the first law of thermodynamics says. It says, and I quote, energy cannot be created or destroyed, not because of humans, period.
What are you? Yeah, humans. But
False. You're
humans
adding stuff. You're
cannot
adding. No. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, period. It doesn't say by humans. It says energy cannot be created or destroyed.
That's presupposing that there's no God.
No, it's not. It's following the evidence to a justified true conclusion. If your God doesn't exist, sorry to tell you, he doesn't exist. There's no evidence to justify the claim that a God does exist. You're the one with the claim positively asserting something to be true. You need to justify it to be true. If I told you I could fly
Yes,
right
I'm
now,
trying.
it would not be your job to debunk me. It would be my job to prove it, and you would have no justification to believe me if I didn't prove it. Right now, you're telling me you can fly. Your flying is instead God. You need to prove your claim, and nobody has any justification to believe it until you prove it with evidence justifying it.
Trying to. Okay. So do you believe that the universe has a starting point?
Nope.
That goes against logic.
No, it doesn't. I just gave you a logically sound argument for it.
See, okay, the expansion of the universe
Is not the start
means-
of the universe. It's the
The
start
ex-
of the expansion, dude.
Okay, so then it was always a pinpoint, or until
Yeah.
what? Until what made it go off?
Dark energy expanded it. There is an explanation you can go study for this. I have not studied it, but here's my answer. I don't know. Do you have evidence that God did it?
Yes, it's in the Bible.
The Bible makes a claim. You have to demonstrate the claim to be true.
You didn't demonstrate it either, sir.
Yes, I did. Energy cannot be created or
You
destroyed.
just said,
Energy
"I
exists,
don't
therefore
know."
it has always existed. Your God,
just
your
said, "I
Bible,
don't know,"
your
okay?
Bible is a contradiction to science.
It is not.
Yes, it is. You literally just said that God created energy. That contradicts science. That contradicts the first law of thermodynamics.
You're again. This is
Alex,
presupposing
does the
that-
Bible
just
saying
wait,
God?
just wait,
Alex,
let me-
no.
let
Does
me
the
get a
Bible
point
saying
here.
God created energy contradict the first law of thermodynamics? Yes or no?
No.
How? Because energy cannot be created, yet you're saying God created it. That's a contradiction. How is it not
Okay,
a contradiction?
Can you let me explain?
No, you can
Or
you
are
can
just gonna
demonstrate how that's
interrupt?
not a
Are you
contradiction
gonna
and
let
stop
me
pivoting.
explain, or are you gonna
You can
keep
stop
talking?
pivoting. You can stop pivoting.
I'm not
Explain how it's not a
pivoting.
contradiction.
Because if there is such thing as a supernatural God, he can step
If.
in. whenever
Congratulations,
he
prove it.
wants. whenever he wants to change whatever he
Yes,
wants.
and there would be evidence for that. So back it with evidence.
There is no evidence for that.
Exactly. There is no evidence for God.
Because it's supernatural.
I don't believe in the supernatural.
right?
You have to justify it true with evidence. The universe is not supernatural. Supernatural, by literal definition, means things that are not in accordance with reality or demonstrable by science. And science demonstrates all things in reality because reality is empirical and demonstrable and falsifiable. Thank you. You need to go study more before you try and have arguments.
Science proves what we can observe in
Exactly.
the universe.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it doesn't
The
prove
universe
that,
is observable, Alex.
it does not prove that there is something.
Yes, it does.
that
Proof,
it
by
doesn't prove
definition, is evidence,
supernatural.
facts, and
Just like
information
it can't
justifying a true
prove-
conclusion.
Just like it
No,
can't
it can,
prove-
Alex. I just proved you wrong.
No, just
I just
wait.
proved you wrong,
Just
Alex.
like
I just proved you
science
wrong,
cannot
Alex. Alex,
prove-
I just proved you wrong. I just proved you wrong. Proof, by definition, is evidence, facts, and information justifying a true conclusion. Yes, it does prove things. You're the one with the claim. You're claiming the supernatural exists. You're claiming God made all things. You need to back these claims with evidence.
Holy. I'm telling you that there's
You're making a
science
claim.
cannot prove what happened at the start.
It will. Just because it doesn't know anything about what is prior to
so
the Big
now
Bang.
It can't. Now you agree that it can't, and it's a hypothetical.
Alex, I have not made a claim about
Oh.
prior to the hot dense state, if there was a prior to the hot dense state, have I?
You just said you don't
Alex,
know. You don't
Alex,
know.
Alex,
Science
Alex,
doesn't know.
Alex, you're gaslighting right now. Alex, you're gaslighting. Alex, when did I say
not.
I know anything about prior to the hot dense state, and when did I claim that there was anything prior to the hot dense state?
You're saying that I'm
Alex,
wrong.
I asked you a simple
That's-
question.
your
Alex, I
claim
asked
is that
Alex,
God
Alex,
does not
Alex,
exist.
Alex. I asked
Okay,
you a
that's your
simple
claim.
question. When did I say there is anything prior to the hot dense state?
You said you don't know.
Exactly. That's called honesty.
Right, and I said that
So what evidence do you have that there is something prior to the hot dense state?
Genesis 1:1.
That's not evidence. That's a claim in a book. You need to justify it. I say I don't know because it's honest and true. You say the book proves the book true, which is circular reasoning. It's begging the question, which is a logical fallacy. Again, you don't know logic. You need to
It's
go
the-
study before having arguments.
the evidence.
No, it's called begging the question. The book proves the book true is begging the question. It is a logical fallacy.
The evidence is the book.
Nope, that is begging the question. It is a logical fallacy. The book, every logical argument, each premises requires external verification of evidence. You need to provide external evidence backing the Bible. So what evidence do you have that is demonstrable and falsifiable that God made the hot dense state?
There is none.
Exactly. There is no evidence for your God.
There is none to
So
say
you
that
agree.
there
You
is
concede that there is
God.
no evidence for God.
What?
You just conceded that there is no evidence for God.
Sure, okay. I'll agree to that. Because there also is no evidence to there is no God.
Your God doesn't exist. The Abrahamic God doesn't exist. How do I know that? Because anything outside of space-time cannot have causal relation with space-time. In order to have cause and effect, you have to have time in between with the potential of right now and a future potential. And you can't have that if you don't have time. That is only because of time. So, no, your God doesn't exist.
That's false.
Prove it. How does God have causal relation? And how do you know this to be true? This is called epistemology, Alex. Go study before you have arguments.
How does God affect the universe?
Yes.
Okay, let me just get this. Let me just steel man your position. How does God affect the universe by being outside of it?
Yep.
Well, if he makes it,
That's a
Just
claim.
like
That's a
it's-
claim. That's a claim. Justify
just
it.
like if
Nope. That's a
Steve
claim.
Jobs
That's a
doesn't
claim.
have to
That's a
be
claim.
an
Alex,
iPhone
that's a
to
claim.
make-
Alex, that's a claim. Nope. That's a claim. You have to justify the belief, the claim that God made the universe. We're back at step 1 now.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, this is called critical thinking. You should learn it. Go study before you have arguments.
Okay, so bring this to me again, okay? Let me try and think this through here. Let me critically
I don't
think
think you know how
with
to do
you.
that.
How about that?
You don't know how to do that.
I'm asking you.
I've
to
already
bring
taught
it
you
again
multiple
so I can-
times.
so I can critically think.
I don't
How
think
about
you're
that?
I don't think you're capable.
So how does something outside of the universe that would have created it
How does
affect
anything
it?
outside of space-time have causal relation with space-time? How does something without time have cause and effect? How do you have cause and effect when there is no such thing as time?
Isn't that time only affects us?
Nope.
Because we're inside of the universe.
Prove anything can be outside of time.
I can't because
Exactly. There's no evidence for God.
No,
Exactly. There's no
there-
evidence for God. Your
there
God is outside of
nothing-
time. You just said there's no evidence for anything outside of time. God is outside of time.
Correct.
Therefore, there's no
Correct.
evidence for God. You conceded again. You have conceded twice in this argument. You need to go study before you have arguments.
So, can you prove with science anything outside of time?
I don't even grant that there is anything outside of time.
So you believe that everything is within time.
Yes.
So everything, the universe, I should say, is eternal, even though that's been disproven.
No, it hasn't. What citation disproves that?
Can I bring it up?
Yep.
I don't have my computer with me.
Oh, that's just nice and easy, isn't it?
I will be if you want to bring someone else up, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go on Google on my phone here.
I forgot what the claim was. Fuck, what is he looking up? Fuck, what's he looking up? Remind me, chat. God can do things with time outside of time. That's what he's looking. He says they prove the universe is not eternal. There you go. Okay. He says they prove the universe is not eternal. I'm excited for this one. I'll have him give me the citation so I can go read it. Oh, he ran. Can we get some Running Man in the chat? Oh, that's rough. Oh, God. If you're still watching, dude, go study some very basics. You don't need to be a fucking doctorate or PhD, but go study very basic epistemology and logic. You can read them in basic philosophy books. I'll tell you one that I'm currently reading right now, Knowledge, Reality, and Value. It's going to be, let me back out of it. Knowledge, Reality, and Value, a mostly common sense guide to philosophy by Michael Huemer. That's a good start. It's easy to read. It goes through some basic logic. It goes through basic philosophies as well, and a little bit of epistemology, which is philosophy. So go study just very basics. I guess a quick Google search shows that cosmologists say that the universe has a beginning. No, the first law of thermodynamics works for a local system of which we are. It's not globally accepted, but it's also not globally debunked. Why? Because it's impossible to analyze how much global energy there is to be able to test it and demonstrate it. It's not impossible, but we haven't. So locally, it is true, and we are in a local system. So, do you do lives where you let non-believers come up and ask questions? We can accept some, sure. Sure. My logic is take dump, eat, take more dump, eat, take bigger dump. Amen, sister. It is faith. You need to go study. Actually, if you want to have that argument, go subscribe and follow Dr. Blitz on YouTube and TikTok. He goes live every day as well. He can explain it way further. He's an actual physicist. He can explain it super in depth. That man is an absolute fucking legend. Yeah, Dr. Blitz. That's what Dr. Blitz said too. No, I literally just quoted Dr. Blitz. I'm sorry, you're wrong, Faith. Why are the caller using Google when they have access to an all-powerful God for all the answers? That's so true. How dare you use Google? Just pray about it. I need more caffeine. Evan, where the hell are you? Evan, why are you not here? Somebody get in touch with Evan. Let's at the Welsh Dragon. Where the F are you? Let's get Evan up in here. Oh, class. It's 2 p.m. What time does... That's fair. Funny how people want to go to Mars, but in 5 billion years, our solar system will be destroyed, so we should be trying to leave the solar system. I don't know anything about that. What's up, Katone? Holy shit, hello. Why do you not believe anymore? Because there's no evidence to justify a belief. Link in chat, please. Yeah. Yes, Evan does get a little bit rabbit holed, but we still love Evan. We have nothing against Evan. Evan is smarter than me when it comes to biology and evolution, and I love having him here. All of us love Evan. I miss other doc. Talking about Dr. Ravis. Yeah, we'll get Dr. Ravis in here too. Let me message Dr. Ravis. I have reached out to Evan and Ravis. All right, we officially have the control room up and open. If you're on YouTube and want to call in, you can click the link at the top of the chat. I meant no disrespect. He reminds me of my son. Okay, that's valid. Fair enough. Rabbit holes are for furries. Evan only goes down plant trails. Time for fresh coffee, dude. I think I'm gonna go grab some coffee real quick. Let's throw up the "Be Right Back" and throw on the song, and I'm gonna grab some coffee.
Always preaching from an ancient book that tells you not to kill. Quoting every single verse, Baptizing the chemicals, crawling through the catacombs of every sermon that you weaponize. Now every halo that you hold above my head is just a noose made of the words that you memorize. You say I'm broken, say I'm blind, but you can't prove a God with a state of mind. You want my worship, want me on my knees, but you can't sell faith with a casualty. If your God exists, then show me all your proof. Burn his name into the sky and show me it's the truth. I'm tired of second-hand miracle with zero evidence. If your God is really there, then make him manifest. I've been screaming at the ceiling till my lungs both cave. If he's really in the room, then he can say it to my face. No more echoes in the dark, no more prophets in my head. If your God exists, then prove he isn't dead. You decorate your trauma with God and call it meant to be, but trauma isn't holy just because you survive the scene. You tell me every tragedy is part of some celestial plan, so every suffering child that dies is a message from God's hand. You say I'm lost because I'm asking where the compass is. You call it mystery whenever you can't answer it. If I've answered wrong, you put the dead exist, and for me it's exist. If your God exists, then show me all your proof. Burn his name into the sky and show me it's the truth. I'm tired of second-hand miracles with zero evidence. If your God is really there, make him manifest. I've been screaming at the ceiling till my lungs both cave. If he's really in the room, then he can say it to my face. No more echoes in the dark, no more prophets in my head. If your God exists, then prove he isn't dead. Dear God, if you're there, then why the secrecy? Why am I dissecting all this doctrine like it's therapy? You built a universe but couldn't build a little clarity. You want communion while I'm choking on disparity. They said God is love, but then they weaponized the sentiment, painted over genocide and labeled it benevolent. You're omnipotent, omniscient, but you couldn't intervene. So every tragedy is just a plot twist in your perfect scheme. I'm not your villain just because I see the plot holes. I'm not the devil just because I don't applaud those. If you made me in your image, then you built me with the doubt. So either fix the code or stop deleting when I cry it out. You want devotion, give me evidence that you exist. Cause I'm done signing blank checks to an empty abyss. If faith is all you got, then why you so afraid of proof? If questions are the chase, then why am I the one that's loose? You say I'm playing God because I won't pretend to see, but if you're speaking for your God, what's the true heresy? If your God exists, then show me all your proof. Write his name in the sky and show me it's the truth. I'm done with thoughts and prayers from a book you never doubt. If your God exists, tell him to drag these demons out. I've been screaming at the ceiling till my veins turn black. If he's really in the room, then let him answer back. No more silence in the storm, no more whispers in my head. If your God exists, then prove he isn't dead. So till the sky splits open and the stars all spell his name, I'll be standing.
Okay. We don't have any requesters. Oh, there we are. Youngblood. Let's get Youngblood in here. All right. Hello. You are live.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, man. You over the age of 18?
Yes.
All right. Which God do you believe in?
Just God, but yeah.
General or Christian, Muslim?
I grew up a Christian, but you can say general.
All right. What you got for us today?
So you keep asking for evidence, and we can get into the sort of discussion, but I do want to clarify before we continue that when you're speaking about something so big and grand as God,
It's not big.
we need
nor
to
grand.
agree. We need to agree on sort of
Or-
the kind of claim
Or
that,
hear me
that-
out.
that
You
this
just
is.
proved that God exists.
Well, you keep asking for evidence, but like,
Yeah. Is the universe empirical?
so what? Right, but
Is the universe empirical?
yeah, but yes,
Yes.
but you're treating
Wonderful. So
God
did God
like he's
make the
empirical,
universe?
like he's
Did God make
yeah,
the universe?
but he's not.
Did God make the universe?
Yes.
Yes or no? Wonderful. That's an empirical claim and requires falsifiability and demonstrability. So, do you have any
Yeah, but you're
demonstration that God made the empirical universe? Yeah, you're going to do a category error in putting God, a metaphysical thing, into an empirical claim. It's an empirical claim nonetheless, so can you prove it or not? Yes or no?
Mhm.
That was a yes or
Yeah,
no
but
question.
Science
Is it an
science gives
empirical
us
claim to create an
descriptions,
empirical universe?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, can you
But I
prove
just
that
wanna
God made the
clarify.
universe?
Science gives us descriptions.
Can
Really good
you
ones. I don't want to
prove the
downplay
empirical
the
claim that
importance of.
God made the universe?
It's philosophy. We're
No,
getting
no,
into
no, no,
here.
no.
So
You're in
it's not.
empiricism right now. This is science. Anything having to do with the universe is science, not fucking metaphysics. Metaphysics are things like, if God existed, could he be all powerful? Is there a purpose to life, etc. Those are called abstract concepts. That's metaphysics about reality. They're not necessarily having anything to do with reality either. I could do a metaphysical concept on a fucking unicorn, of which we know doesn't exist. The empirical claim of the universe is empirical. So anything that this God having anything to do with the actual reality of the universe and the making of said universe requires demonstration and a burden of proof. So we're not in philosophy, we're in science. Do you have any demonstration that God made the universe? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
Based
provide
on the
it. So
gaps
stop
we find.
diddly-daddling, stop running around, stop pivoting, and stop moving the goalposts, and provide the evidence that justifies a belief that God made the universe.
Because the universe exists.
Nope, that is called God of the
didn't.
gaps. Nope, that's called God of the gaps. What evidence do you have that God made the universe?
I'm just going to go back to
the universe existing
William
is proof
Lane
that
Craig
God made the universe.
and-
Seriously, that's your argument?
Yes,
That
because
is
everything
not
we
even
observe-
logically sound. It's
Okay.
literally not logical.
okay.
It's logically fallacious. You know this. I've seen you talk to other atheists on their boards before. I have listened to you talk before. I am not them. I'm an asshole, and I'm going to call you out on your bullshit. So far, you've provided a logical fallacy called God of the gaps. Would you like to provide me an argument that doesn't have a fallacy in it?
Yeah, but at the top, science runs out. You know, we're left with a brutal fact that everything is like.
The brutal
you know,
fact is
something,
I don't know.
Comes.
No, the brutal fact is I don't
Okay.
know. Are you capable of accepting I don't know, or
Oh,
do you
okay,
need
okay.
to God of the gap it and say I don't know, therefore God?
Well, you're fine to say you don't know, but
This is pathetic.
with
This is
further
pathetic.
thought,
Stop.
we can-
Stop. You're going on fucking tangents, dude. Stop. It's fucking simple. Is the universe empirical? Yes or no?
It's not. So
This is it.
it's
This
not
is simple, Youngblood. Shut up. Is the universe empirical? Yes or no?
Look,
Yes or
there's
no?
multiple
Stop pivoting.
explanations.
Stop pivoting. Yes or no? Is the universe empirical?
You just don't want me to.
You're
get to
incapable of answering
where
simple
we
yes or
can
no
get to
questions.
God.
We're never going to have a conversation if you're incapable of conversing. Is the universe
Okay,
empirical?
what's-
Yes or no?
I don't know.
Yes, you do, because you've already answered this earlier, but now that I have you in a corner, you're too scared to answer it honestly because you know you're fucking wrong.
No, I'm trying to get this step by step, but you're not letting me get anywhere. You're
What you
literally
have
putting
done
me in a
is
corner
provide.
and
Yeah,
not
I'm putting you in
allowing
a
me to
corner
explain.
and making you fucking prove your burden.
You have a burden as well.
No, I don't.
So
Name
someone,
it. What's my
someone
burden?
that
What's my
claims they
burden?
know.
What's my burden?
Okay, are you an atheist
Yeah, what does atheist mean?
or are you agnostic?
What does atheist mean?
It means that you know God does not exist.
False. What does theism mean?
Theism means that you know God exists.
False. What does agnostic mean?
Agnostic means you don't know whether or not God exists. Or not.
Correct. What does gnostic mean?
Gnostic means I don't know. You believe in some kind of a God?
False.
I don't freaking know.
Gnosticism
God?
is knowing. Agnosticism is not knowing. Theism is believing. Atheism is lacking said belief. So you don't even know definitions of words and you want to have a conversation about the universe. This is pathetic. How about you provide me evidence that your God exists? You are a theist with the belief that a God made the empirical universe. That requires demonstration. It is falsifiable. So you need to either prove it or go fuck yourself. Those are your only two options. Would you like to prove it or do you want to go fuck yourself? Which one do you want?
You have a burden of proof as well.
What's
And
my burden?
If you
What's
want,
my
if you,
burden?
if you want to think
What's
it's
nope, that's a
semantics,
claim.
then-
Shut up. What's my burden?
Well, you claim you know that God does not
False.
exist. So you're an agnostic now.
False.
What are you?
What did I tell you the definition of atheist is? What is A? What do you think A means? In
Without.
linguistics, yeah, without. You put A in front of theist. Theist means belief in God or gods.
Oh my God!
You put
language
therefore,
evolves
shut
all
up,
the time.
Shut up.
Do
Shut
you not
up.
know that language?
All right, now you're muted because you're incapable of shutting the fuck up. I'll make you shut the fuck up. Good little boy. That was a little excessive. I apologize. I don't. Atheist is a lacking of a belief in God or gods. You can be an agnostic or a Gnostic atheist. You can be an agnostic or Gnostic theist. Gnosticism has nothing to do with theism. Gnosticism is about knowing. Theism is about believing. You can be agnostic atheist. You could be Gnostic atheist. You could be agnostic theist. You could be Gnostic theist. Okay? Those are not the same fucking words. You're trying to make it seem like they're the same fucking thing. No, I am an atheist. Some things I'm agnostic about, meaning I lack a knowing on some things, and some things I'm Gnostic about, meaning I know certain things. For instance, the Abrahamic God is a God that is outside of space-time, yet has causal relation with space-time, which is literally impossible and contradicts the laws of logic and reality. So I am Gnostic that your God, the Abrahamic Christian God, doesn't exist. Now, it's not my burden to prove that, even though I just did. I did just prove it. And you're going to say, prove it. Well, I did. Something without time cannot have causal relation. Okay? That is the proof. You have a burden to prove that something without time can have cause and effect relation with time. If you'd like to go down that route. I'm going to unmute you. We are going back to the first fucking thing that was said. Provide the evidence that God made the universe. If the next words out of your mouth are not having to do with that, I'm just going to kick you for being a waste of breath and brain cells. You're unmuted.
Okay. Consciousness connecting the top and the bottom. So at the...
This has nothing to do with the
I can
universe.
explain both gaps at once.
That had nothing to do with the universe. You just fucking moved the goalpost and pivoted to a whole nother fucking claim. Go study, learn how to keep on track. Maybe we'll be able to have that conversation one day when you grow up. I've seen you on other lives. I'm not them. I'm me. I'm an asshole. I'm going to call you out on your bullshit. All right, let's get in Dr. Eggman. What's up, Doctor?
Jesus is real. Jesus is real.
You're
God
a
is real.
fetus. Caleb, let's get you in here. What's up, Caleb?
Yeah, what's up? What's going on? How you doing?
Hey, man, you over the age of 18?
I'm 25.
Awesome. Same, bro. Which God do you believe in, brother? Which religion do you hold to?
God is a
Which
metaphor.
religion do you hold to? Which religion?
God
do you
is a
hold
metaphor
to?
for
Which
all
religion
there
do you
is.
hold to?
Yeah, like I was saying, God is a metaphor for all there is.
Which religion do you hold to was the question I asked.
And I'm answering you because I don't hold to a specific one. I'm telling you what I think about
So
God
the answer from you, if you wanted to be honest and intellectual, would be, I don't hold a religion. And then I would ask you, what kind
hey,
of a
Richard,
God do you
why
believe in?
being an asshole?
Oh, I am an asshole. Are you butthurt? Oh, he ran. Is this God's greatest art? Battlers, warriors, fighters? Seriously? This is pathetic. And if God is a metaphor, then therefore he is not real. He's metaphorical. Like, you just debunked yourself. That was pathetic. All right, we need some more theists requesting up. Up into the gulag. Why would an all-powerful being need warriors? Well, obviously he does. Why can't God affect our reality? Anything outside of time has no causal relation. I'm jealous I can't whistle. Oh, that's just a tick, Kashka. What's a gulag? It's a Call of Duty reference. May I come up and say one thing, or ops only? Ops only for right now, since we've got a good amount of people in here. The gods are always returning tomorrow, never today, forever. Yeah, that's fair. Also, Odin promised to get rid of all the frost giants, and last I checked, frost giants don't exist anymore, so you can't tell me Odin isn't real. Such stellar pun intended. Representatives for this god. Yeah, exactly. Such stellar pun intended. Representatives for this god. Okay, I got you. I had to reread it. Over 100, almost 200 people in total, and we have no callers. This is rough. This is very rough. Thank you, coffee. I love it too. Hail the unicorn. Yes. Yes. All right, David, let's get you in here. Looks like David left. Oh, there's David. Hello, David.
Hi.
Hey there. You're over the age of 18?
Yes, 19.
Cool. Which god do you believe in, brother?
Christianity.
Gotcha. Appreciate the answer. What you got for me today?
I want to know what's the semantical reduction on evidence.
You don't know the definition of evidence?
I just want to know what you.
What's the definition of evidence? No, there is a definition.
Burden shift. Okay, by the way,
that's not a burden shift.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. How is it a burden shift?
Because
define burden shift.
Because it's your burden.
Define burden.
Define burden definition of your definition.
Define burden shift. You don't even know what a fallacy is.
Yes, I do.
Oh, wonderful. Define burden shift.
Have you read prompt logic, bro?
Have you defined burden shift yet, bro? Why are you pivoting?
Nobody's pivoting.
Yeah, you are. What's the burden shift that I did?
Huh?
I asked you a simple question.
The burden shift is you asking me what I think evidence is. No.
Yeah. First of all, you said, what is my semantical reduction of evidence? And I simply asked, you don't know what evidence means? That is not a burden shift. I am asking if you know what it means as well. This is semantical bullshit. I don't do semantics. Are you wanting to have a semantical argument, or do you want to have a real argument? So evidence is facts, information leading to helping to lead to a true conclusion or proposition.
Facts, information?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. What type of evidence is it?
It depends on your claim.
Are you talking about empirical?
It depends on your claim.
Bro.
This is called a burden shift. You're trying to burden shift. So what evidence do you have for your claim? What is your claim?
The argument
is your God real?
What's the argument?
Do I need to walk you through this and hold your hand? Is your God real?
Is my God real?
Yep, it's a yes or no question.
Depends on.
Oh, so you can't answer correctly. You can go be a Phil Bro with Ian. I'm not wasting my time on you. Let's get Roman up in here. Oh, Roman, you were on a stream yesterday. What's up, Roman?
So not really just asking a question just based on
Oh, by the way, the semantical douchebag, if you want to come back in here, I have somebody that's actually willing to argue philosophy with you. All right, what's up, Roman? You're over the age of 18, correct?
Oh wait. I actually joined on accident, my bad.
Okay. The semantical dude, if you want to request back up, I'll have nobody talk with you instead of me. He's a lot nicer than me too. I'll give you a second. Man, you would have loved this guy. His first question was, what is my semantical reduction of evidence? I said, what do you think evidence is? And he said that I did a burden shift.
Yeah, I heard it. He's why I joined. Well, I was like running late, getting caffeine at a gas station, and then he called as I got home.
I want him to come back.
It was David, right?
I don't know.
I think it was.
Phil Boy circle jerks are making the rounds. Yeah, they all have their one Discord. Everyone said, hey, Evidence First is live. Let's go throw some Phil Bro bullshit at him. If you guys haven't followed already, hit that follow button, by the way. We've got 11 of you new here. Let's get that up to 20. Let's get 10 new followers right now. Hit the follow button. Smash the shit out of the like. We're at 23k likes. Let's get that up to 30. What is the girl equivalent of dude? Dudette. What's your view on existence? Don't care, really. It has the same historical accuracy in its events, blah, blah, blah. Philosophical evidence is a thing. Depends. I just followed. Hell yeah, Sir M. WDU. I'm literally going to Hogwarts next year. Alright, we're going to get Michael up in here then, since that guy's running. What's up, Michael?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you over the age of 18, brother?
Yes, sir.
Alright, which God do you believe in? Or which religion?
I'm a Christian.
Alright, appreciate you answering that. Yeah, what you got for us today, brother?
Sure. I mean, Jesus is God. I mean, from my perspective, and obviously, you don't obviously have to take this, but from the Christian's perspective,
Are you able to get a little bit louder, brother?
Oh.
You're a little quiet. This? Like, way louder. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, let me turn off my headphones.
Okay, cool.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, no problem. From our perspective and from the Christian's perspective, it's the Trinity that is God.
That's a claim.
And so, yeah. And so I would need to back that up with strong evidence, obviously. And so, first, obviously, it'd be easier to show you physical proof. So I would point to the Megiddo mosaic first.
Nobody do
as a proof. Just as a proof that the early Christians worship Jesus as God. Right? And historical personnel such as
do you believe in
Josephus?
Do you believe in Allah of the Muslims?
I think that Allah is Satan. I think that the Bible attests.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you a simple yes or no question.
Wait, you said, do I think Allah is what?
Is Allah, do you believe Allah is a real God? The God the Muslims believe in. Do you believe that is a real God? Okay,
no.
But people believe in it, so therefore it's true.
They would need to back that up with evidence.
Correct. There you go. So you're claiming that people believed in it is not proof that it's true. You need to back it up with evidence. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So I would point to the Megiddo mosaic. It's physical, tangible evidence in
that
the Megiddo.
People believed. Again, with the Muslims, same fucking thing. You would not accept that as evidence for another religion, so why should I accept it as evidence for your religion?
No, I'm not accepting word of mouth. I'll accept the physical evidence, but if the physical
Muslims
evidence
have
contradicts,
physical evidence, dude. They have books as well.
Yeah. But our claim is that our book doesn't contradict.
Yeah, it does.
Their book contradicts.
Yeah, it does.
Right.
Both
And for example, I would say.
For example, rabbits don't chew cud, yet the Bible says they do. So that's a contradiction in your book. Genesis 1:1 contradicts reality in all science. That says that the earth came before the sun. That's false. The earth is younger than the sun. So the Bible contradicts reality multiple times.
You said Genesis, but you would agree that time, space, and beginning, and matter had a beginning, right?
No.
Wow. So what do you think has always been here?
Energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Energy exists, therefore it's always existed.
Energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
Yeah, it's the first law of thermodynamics.
Right. And so does that apply to the law of conservation of mass as well?
Yeah, it's dude, for laws to be laws, they can't contradict them. So it doesn't contradict the evidence of other laws and theories. Theories cannot be theories if they contradict others. That's just how we do science, dude. Contradictions aren't true. So if it contradicted, it would not be a law.
So you would attest to the law of thermodynamics, obviously. And so what does that tell you in terms of what happens after death? If there is no annihilationism, if you just proved to me that annihilationism doesn't exist.
What does this have to do with God?
Because it looks like you're borderline agnostic, brother.
Do you define agnostic?
You believe in God, you just don't know who.
False. Agnostic is I do not know. Gnostic is I know. Theist is I believe. Atheist is I do not believe. Stupid argument. Go learn definitions of words before you try and have an argument.
Okay. But anyways,
I'm an atheist that has agnostic towards some things and gnostic towards others. The Christian God cannot exist.
That's just not true, man.
Well, it's a positive claim.
It's
Here,
evidence.
Do you want me to back my positive assertion?
You can't, man. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, host.
Do you want me to back my positive assertion?
Go, you can try.
Yeah. How do you have space-time causal relation outside of space-time?
How do you have a space-time causal relation outside of space-time? Because space-time has a beginning. Space-time and matter has a beginning. And so the cause, and so there has to be a cause for the time, space, and matter.
You just pivoted.
Sure. No, I didn't. I answered your question.
How does God have a causal relation with space-time if he doesn't have time to have cause and effect relation with anything?
Because God is the cause of time, space,
that's
and matter.
You have to prove it.
I just proved it to you. You pointed it out in Genesis 1:1, bozo.
Genesis 1:1 is a claim written by human beings on a piece of parchment paper. I would like for you to prove it.
Yeah, which completely aligns with science.
No, it doesn't, because the first law of thermodynamics says it's full of shit.
This dude's a borderline agnostic, claiming that energy.
I'm an atheist. I'm Gnostic about your God, so I'm Gnostic that your God doesn't exist.
Bro, you made a truth claim.
Yeah, I did, and then I backed it.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, whatever.
How do you
can drop
causal
it, bro.
relation outside it? So your claim is that God has no time yet has cause and effect relation, which requires time. That's impossible. So would you like to demonstrate how it's possible?
Can you demonstrate eternality?
No, don't
for me?
burden shift. Don't burden shift. You need to
I'm not.
answer.
You're putting the burden on me to prove to you eternality.
You're the one with the claim, dude. So what evidence do you have that there is causal relation outside of space-time with space-time from this God?
Yeah, I just proved it to you, bro.
No, you didn't.
Science proves it. Big Bang Theory, time, space, and matter had a beginning. That aligns with the Bible. Genesis 1:1. You just pointed it.
So do the laws of causality say you're full of shit. So I'd like for you to prove that they're wrong.
This dude's just making the truth that the laws have always.
Would you like to prove wrong?
You cut out there.
I'm not crying, bro. You're making a truth claim just like any other Christian.
Crying.
So
this is all I hear.
You bashing Christians is literally like BS, brother. You're a hypocrite.
And you're a liar. Would you like to provide evidence or continue ad hominem?
I'm not ad hominem.
Yeah, you are. You're attacking me instead of my argument. Would you like to provide evidence or continue ad hominem fallacy? Now, if I call you a dumbass because if I say that you're a dumbass,
I just provided you the Megiddo Mosaic.
So if I say you're,
I gave you papyrus manuscripts.
So if I say that you're a dumbass,
Josephus, Tacitus.
So Josephus and Tacitus aren't eyewitnesses, nor were they. They didn't witness any of it. They were saying that this is what people believed. They're not evidence of it existing at all.
Bro.
No, they're not. They're 2nd century.
They're 1st century.
Okay.
Are you out of your mind?
Those are not.
Those are 2nd century. No. Stop.
Are they 1st
Those
century?
are 2nd century.
Are they 1st century?
Yeah, they're 1st century, right?
Okay, cool. Yeah, they're not.
Why do we care when?
Because show me any other evidence for any other historical figure from the 1st century that's not Jesus Christ or doesn't have Jesus Christ.
Do you want proof of Julius Caesar? Because I can do that. Or how about Socrates?
Jesus is God. You guys need to put your faith and trust in Jesus.
You need to stop preaching and stop
Instead
being
agnostic, bro.
Stop being
Michael,
a
it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me when people wrote about Jesus existing if they didn't say that he was divine.
2nd century.
Are you just going to ignore the fact that they were calling him God in the Megiddo Mosaic? That was my first piece of evidence.
I need to double check myself.
Dude, how have you not done this, atheist?
Those were believers.
1st century CE. For Josephus. Josephus is 1st century. What about Tacitus? First, 2nd century. So Tacitus is
we have 1st and 2nd century.
Yeah, well, none of them were even part of Jesus's time, but so they're not contemporary evidence. They're not contemporary witnesses. They have no justification for the belief system, so they're not credible.
Where do you think he got his information from?
But again, this has pivoted so fucking hard away from your burden to prove that God made the universe. So I'm going to ask you again, can you prove that something outside of space-time can have causal relation, period, let alone with space-time? Because you have to have time for cause and effect, because effect is a future relation from cause, so you have to have time for that. So there is no such thing as causal relation if there is no time. So you cannot have something outside of time causing and affecting things in time. It's literally just not possible. It contradicts reality. Would you like to prove how it's possible?
No, not to you.
Then what are you doing here?
How's that?
Oh, he ran. Okay. Prove atheism is possible? Yeah, I lack a belief in a god, so therefore I'm an atheist. What the fuck? Oh, you want to have a modal argument? PK, request up. I won't even debate you. I'll have nobody debate you. Yeah, PK. Do you want to request up and have an argument? It won't be with me. It'll be with nobody. I wouldn't consider myself a materialist, no. Oh, PK's too scared. That's a shame. I wanted to see you destroy him. You are pretty much scary when being chill in debates. Love you. For sure terrified. No, I know. I was fucking with you a little bit. PK, you were pretty cool. I think it's ridiculous to presuppose all your arguments, but I mean, you were kind, so I don't have anything against you. Same as Q-Top. You guys are both very hardcore pre-suppers, but you're not horrible people. I don't have anything against you. What do you think is the origins of the universe? There is no origin. I've made 0 arguments. Yeah, you made a modal argument. Let's get in DT. Q-Top is awful. Yeah, his arguments are awful. I don't think he's a horrible person, though. I don't have any justification to believe that he's bad. It was 100% UPK. Raph, let's get you up here then. No, I have not seen that video serial. What's up, Raph? Oh, you just went off of the app. I can only hear you if you're in the app. Oh, Q-Top defends bad stuff. Okay. Got you. Alright, I'll have to see the video myself to agree with it, but I'll take your word for it and look into it. Andrew will get you up here. Raph, if you want to re-request, you can. It's just you were completely quiet. I'm a friendly? Oh. What? Andrew, what's up? What's up, Byron? Oh, he left. At least Dalton and Justin are nice. I've seen Dalton get pretty angry. It's awesome. I love watching him lose his lid. What's up, Isleo? What's up?
Hello.
Hey, man, you over the age of 18?
Yep.
All right, which god do you believe in?
Yahweh.
All right. So, Christian?
Yes.
All right, cool. What you got for me today?
What do you define as evidence?
Yeah, I've been through this.
What?
Yeah, do you have evidence?
I said, what do you define as evidence?
Yeah, do you have any evidence?
Wait, what kind of question is that?
Yeah, so
if I have something that I deem
evidence,
to be evidence, but I don't know what your understanding of evidence is, and what I give to you isn't going to be evidence.
So I have evidence that people made phones, and I can provide it. I don't have to ask you what your I don't have to ask you what your definition of evidence is. I can just provide it, and you'll know it to be true. So what evidence do you have? The semantical argument of defining
That's
evidence
not true
doesn't
at all.
matter.
What are you
just
talking
provide your
about?
evidence, and if your evidence justifies a true conclusion or proposition, then it's good evidence.
No, that is not in any way true.
I
You
just
made that up.
explained it, and you just shut it down. So
no.
what I'm going to do is mute you because you don't shut up, apparently. So if you provide evidence and it justifies a true conclusion, then it's evidence. Do you have evidence, yes or no?
Dude, that's proof a phone exists. That's not evidence of a phone. What do you mean?
Define proof.
That's what I'm trying to get at here. You can't just tell me to define the word. You're making the same argument I just made.
Proof by definition is evidence and
Dude,
facts that justify a true conclusion. So you need evidence. So what evidence
There
do you
is
have?
no way that you're trying to like.
What evidence do you have?
Buddy, if I give you something and then you
What
go,
evidence do
that's
you
not
have?
evidence, after
Yeah,
I
so
just
I
asked
don't
you what your
just say
definition
that.
of
I
evidence is, I'm
explain
going to be
why
pissed,
it's
okay?
not evidence. I explain why it's not
perfect.
evidence.
Perfect. It'd help a lot more if I could get, because I
It'd
have
help a lot
500
more if you
examples.
stopped whining like a bitch
Let me
and
talk.
just provided your
I'm
evidence.
not whining. Let me talk.
No.
I have five.
This
I
guy's a
have
little power
500
hungry,
pieces.
so I'm gonna take away his power and make him less power hungry. All right, cool. So are you relaxed now? You want to come out of timeout? So, if you're done crying like a bitch, I'd love for you to provide evidence.
Perfect. The Shroud of Turin.
It's debunked.
Oh my god.
Oh, so see, look. Maybe you could have said, I don't count something like that as evidence
It's
when I
not
fucking
evidence.
came in here to save us all time, you fucking idiot. Then
So-
clarify that, fucking dumbass.
If it was
Fucking
evidence,
moron.
I would believe it, but it's a medieval forgery.
Then
Radiocarbon
fucking-
dating dated it to
You
1300. Radiocarbon
believe
dating dated
shit
it to
like that
1300.
to be evidence.
Radiocarbon dating dated it to 1300. So no, it's not evidence.
So what do you define as evidence?
Well, how the fuck is something from 1300 proof of Jesus?
How is a phone a proof that a phone exists?
How is something dated in 1300 proof of something from 30?
Perfect. Okay. Just give me one example then of something that you would classify as evidence for something.
There is no evidence. You need to provide it.
I need something that you, like an example of your pen, like evidence of your pen.
Here's
Like, what do
evidence
you
for my
need,
pen.
man? Okay, but what is it evidence of? Just like the pen is a
It exists. There you go. What evidence do you have for your God?
What is okay, but that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, it does. Does my pen exist? I've shown you my pen. Here's evidence that my pen
That's not
exists.
proof the pen
Observation.
exists. That's
There
just
you go.
proof that there's a thing wiggling in your hand right now. It's not proof that it's actually
you
a
need
pen.
further?
It could be anything.
Oh.
Let me help you out.
Dude, that's not proof of anything. What are you
There's proof
talking
that I
about?
have a pen that writes.
I don't think you understand what the word proof even means or evidence. I think that
Do
your whole
you
hosting
wanna
debate
stop
here.
being a semantical douchebag bitch and provide evidence for your God, or keep crying like a
I
little
could
baby
give you
bitch?
evidence with the same level of credence as that pen, but it still wouldn't even hold
Do
up
it.
to
Do
any
it.
scrutiny.
Do it. Let's do it.
But it's not even evidence. I don't even get what you're wanting here, man.
What do you mean video footage of his pen is not evidence that his pen exists?
It's not. It's not evidence. Cool. You could say it's evidence, maybe that it exists. Everything else that goes with.
Cody, I think you're muted. Can you hear me? I think you're muted. Or like on the wrong mic, maybe. Nuh-uh, Aiden. Atheism is true. Got him. Robert, I'm honest. Seems like quite a generalization. Art by the priest who I investigated it because he was concerned that it was fake and earning people money